Okay, let's talk about the weather here because we are watching quite a line of storms coming in. Jessica, talk to us about what we need to be, what all the people at home, as they're getting ready for dinner and whatnot, what we need to be aware of.
Yeah, we're watching that off to our west right now. Our main impacts are going to arrive later this evening into the overnight. We're keeping our fingers crossed about the Guardians game. 6:10 is first pitch. We've got just some light showers that are moving through right now, and hopefully we're going to get a little bit of a lull to get that game in with temperatures in the 70s before we see storms developing later this evening. So that's going to be something that we watch very closely. So keep that in mind if you're still heading out to the game, or even if you're just watching it on TV. We're definitely going to be watching that weather, especially as we get later in the game. Traffic's certainly going to be a potential issue heading down to the game tonight. We've got some slowdowns on I-90 westbound coming out of Deadman's Curve right now. Also an accident on 71 southbound. That is south of 480, causing backups all the way to the north side above 480, and also starting to see some backups on 480 westbound heading down onto 71 because of that accident. So keep that in mind if you do have to travel this evening. We're also going to see that severe weather threat later this evening. So rush hour does look okay in terms of severe weather potential, just some light showers. We're going to focus on later this evening, especially about 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. for that round of strong to severe storms to move through. Could have the potential for some damaging winds, some hail, an isolated tornado not out of the question, and could also have some very heavy downpours within those storms. So especially if you're heading to bed early tonight, be prepared. Make sure you have a way to get those warnings. Keep that ringer turned on, keep your cell phone charged, and just make sure you're prepared heading into the evening and overnight. A lot of this activity is already developing to our west. So if we look off to our west, we see a lot going on towards southwestern Michigan, portions of Indiana. Severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings for many areas out there. And we've also got tornado watches that have been in effect for portions of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and those have been pushed east into portions of northwestern Ohio as well. So just west of our area, and we could see those extended further as we go into the evening, overnight, depending on how things play out. Now we're going to watch very closely off to our west, just along and ahead of where we see a lot of that development. We've got a lull in some of the action that's going to be heading our way. That's going to allow our atmosphere to recharge and potentially fuel some of those storms as they head our way later this evening. Most important thing to notice is that what we have right now is not severe, and it is not going to be just some light showers moving through right now. Those are going to continue to move east across the area. Just some light rain falling right now through Medina County, up through Lorain County, approaching the Cleveland area. Akron seeing some light showers out of this. Just light rain for that evening commute. We're going to focus on later this evening for that severe threat. Temperatures well into the 70s for most of us. We're not getting too much of a drop in temperatures with this little bit of rain. It's part of a warm front, so our temperatures are actually going to be improving, and we'll rebuild some of that fuel for those storms as we get into the evening. We'll take a look at that National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Again, after 7, 8 o'clock is when we're going to look for much of that activity to be arriving. There's a chance we see just a pop-up shower or storm ahead of that, but that main round is going to be later in the evening into the first part of the overnight. So by about 9, 10, 11 o'clock, shower storms with us. And again, some of those could be strong to severe, potential for some damaging hail, damaging winds, an isolated tornado, and some heavier downpours will be a possibility into that first part of the overnight hours. By the time we get to about midnight, 1 a.m. and beyond, things are looking quieter as those storms exit. And then we're going to look a lot better heading into tomorrow. We're looking at a drier day overall. Temperatures are still going to be fantastic into the upper 70s. Winds will be coming in from the west. We'll see more sunshine out there tomorrow. Going to be a day to enjoy before we see a big drop with that Union Home Mortgage 7-day outlook. We're back into the 60s starting on Thursday. Rain chances will be returning. We're holding on to the 60s through the weekend and then back into the 70s by Monday and Tuesday. Jay?
All right. Thank you very much, Jess.